Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Age of Empires 2. Got a decent amount of traffic on the last casting of one of my own games I did. Figured I'd do another one, partially because I want to get into casting this game. I really like this game. It helps me analyze my own games. So obviously we're looking at one of mine here, which is, let's go ahead and start letting them meander. I'm over here in the blue. I'm going to be playing I was playing the Italians in this game. And obviously we're on islands, which has been the ranked pool. Been having a lot of fun with this map. I also wanted to talk about the build order I go over. I mean, it's a real rough build order, to be honest, but build order I do in this has been helping, so I think I'd talk about it a little bit. But as you can see, a little late to the houses, not the best at scouting, like at all. Trying to get used to using my goats, especially on a map like this where they can't steal them. And then on the other island, we got my opponent, yes, Go2, who is playing as the Mongols. A little bit of a weird choice, in my opinion. I get you could go for like a FC or something, but I don't know if the hunt's going to really matter that much long term, since it's a water map. Like, we're going to be relying on the water a lot. We'll see if that ends up helping them. Obviously, it's going to be a little slow in the beginning. It's islands, so we're going to be getting up to those harbors, you know, trying to get a good economy going up. Pretty even in bills. Looks like his bills are coming out a little faster than mine. That's because I did take a second to get started there. I was taking a drink at the time, and unfortunately, it started right as I was mid-drink. But idle TC time, he's winning. That should be a good sign. Looks like I haven't really explored much of the map here. I do know where my relic is, but not much else. Obviously, I'm gonna go. We're both doing I'm doing a pretty standard 6 on food, 4 on wood. It looks like he's gone for 10 on food. Which I guess makes sense, especially when you take the boar. So he's probably going for, fast feudal or something along those lines. But getting the island, got my 4 on wood, and then luring the boar, because the board, obviously it's it's a pretty standard opener. Though I am going to transition as I get my boar. That's a bad boar position, which is going to be a theme this game. There it is. Alright, I knew there was a way to bounce to them. While the idle villager, it's because he's also bringing in his boar, or his second boar, because he's already gotten his first one. Looks like he's seen a decent amount of his island. Actually, I believe he's seen more than I have. Yeah, because I ended up taking control of my scout. I like to auto scout him just to get the island, like when it doesn't matter. But I believe I was looking for my boar before I pulled this, because I don't know, I didn't know where this one was at the time, and I wanted to make sure I knew where it was if I needed it, which would be unlikely. And I apologize for the hiccups. I will see if I can smooth that over in editing. Capture rate's being really weird with this replay. I know replays from an older patch can be buggy, but this is from the most recent patch, even though it says it's not. And there, I put my dock down, because my goal in this is I want to get ships out as quickly as possible. Obviously, the fishing ships are helpful, especially playing the Italians. I got cheaper fishing ships, but I mainly want it for military shit. It is really not happy about this replay, because on islands I find and is the build I'm going for. As you can see, I got 9 on wood, which is really unusual. I'm starting to put some on gold so I can get ships. Opponent's economy's evened out a little bit, but you need the wood for ships. Now, obviously, you're going to be a little more wood heavy on this, but I try to only collect food to reach the next age and produce bills. on this map until I can get to feudal and then preferably castle, but that can change. Opponent still hasn't built a dock, which is really weird. What are they doing? I think that's a goat. Yeah, it looks like a goat. So yeah, oh, he's got Bill's doing hunt over here, which is a decent use of the Mongol hunt bonus. It is going to allow him to get up in the age faster, most likely. Not when you... Oh, and there's his dock. But as you can see, I've already got my dock out. And I got a fishing ship. And I'm just continuing to add more to wood. I'm going to need a lot of wood. And I'm going to need it quickly. I did take my mill, because all of these mills were working on... Well, not this one, it's just working on stragglers. I had a lot of bills on sheep, and so they're going to go to the berries now. Opponent's stock is just about to finish, which is good for him, and he's already almost to feudal. Which makes sense. Using the Mongol hunt bonus like that would get them food quickly. I don't know why they've done this, though. Because yes, they've gotten the feudal rather quickly, but I don't see what they've gained from doing this. It just kind of feels like this is what they do on regular maps, and so this is what they're going to do this time. Though their vill lead is, or actually they do not have a vill lead, but they got more vills on the way, as I am currently going up to feudal. And I do have the lead in fishing ships at the moment. And then I got a second dock going up, because I gotta, as soon as that ticks over, I gotta produce fire ships. Which is why I like using the Italians. There are other civs that have bonuses for combat vessels, or unique combat vessels. But I like the reduced fishing ship cost. If I remember correctly, that's... Yes. It was the reduced fishing ship cost. Because it helps save some wood for military ships. And then he's scouting with a fishing ship, which I don't really know how to feel about that. Like, yeah, like he's getting the view, and it looks like he just missed. It looks like he just missed my dock there. I assumed he saw me at some point. Because I will notice these doing this later. It looks like they're just gonna go check the backside, looking for my docks, which is rather unfortunate, being as they just missed my dock. But I'm up to feudal, producing some more vills, and then I am gonna get one transport and a galley. Now the galley is to find him, and the transport ship is to bring my scout over to his island. Like I know my island now. Once because I've just about seen it all. I think it's on. I've sent it. Sorry about that. I had sent it down here to check for early bill pushes, as that is an effective strategy if you can get on without them noticing, is to get a villa onto the island and build some military buildings, or at least some eco buildings while you wait for the resources to build the military buildings, and then just push them on land. Because while if you control the sea, you can last for a decent amount of time. But if you go for sea control and then don't have, and as you can see, my galley spots the fishing vessels. If you don't have your own island secured, it doesn't matter how much water control you have if they're already on your island. And he's just using fishing ships to scout, which is... I mean, I guess like he doesn't need it because, you know, he had all that food bonus. I mean, he's got a lot on food right now. Which is probably to get to castle age quickly. But he's got no military ships, and he does notice these because I was using them to try to kill the fishing ships. And I'm using this galley, which has decided to path weird, to scout out the island. But it's just, yeah, I decided to come around the front for reasons. Honestly, that I had clicked like somewhere right in here, and then it just decided, yeah, see, and then it goes back. I'm not super happy with the pathfinding on galleys sometimes. Though me trying to micromanage it sometimes makes it worse. 2 fire ships. I got more on the way. As you can see, there's already another one out. I believe there's another one in the queue. Yep. But 2 fire ships is usually enough to at least put pressure on. Now, you may not be able to kill like everything, especially if they've gone fire ships to keep me out. But I was able to kill a fishing ship, and these 2 are basically dead. And since he spent so much time scouting with them, they haven't really fished at all. So these... Well, yes, he got the scouting information, which didn't tell him much besides my docks now, which he knows about. They almost weren't worth the wood, to be honest. I feel like if you were just going to rely on the Mongol hunt bonus, like getting a galley would at least be more useful because it could fight back. Sorry about that, I had to get a drink. Because in the very end, it doesn't really matter if it costs a little more wood. But if these... Oh, Capture Age not happy about that transition. If these don't fish anything, like, what was the point? Like, you could have just gotten a couple of galleys. I believe is how the... I mean, obviously, you know, the gold is... You do use gold. But if I kill these, it's just a waste of the resource. Like, they don't even deal damage back, so whatever's attacking them gets a free pass. And he built this tower here. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a little rant about the fishing scout. But this tower has pushed me out because fire ships can't really hit it, and it deals enough damage where I don't want to mess with it. So I've just decided to secure this lane here, as I am going to, once I start going up to Castle Age. Oh, and it's already on its way. Here's my scout and my villager, and I'm going to come put stuff down here. And then... I like this dock placement from him. Kind of helps him keep an eye on this peninsula, while assuming he's actually going to fish from it. Put some good fish here. And then those 2 fishing ships that were just chilling are finally dead. But unfortunately for him, he can't see me with this dock. Now, oh, the Ville's idle too. Rip. But he will see the transport ship land. Because I decided to try to build down here, and then I'm just gonna walk over here, out of his vision, and then he does see this. This was my mistake. I really should have built it like right here, and then I obviously got my scout going out, and then I'm building some quick walls. Even if both of these stables don't actually make it, I just wanna protect it. Now I really should have put a wall piece here, and I thought I didn't need it. I was gonna pull my some knights in here. And then they would have to come around. And we'll see if that works out for me. My LTC time, though, going way up. Now, obviously, it's stalled because I'm going up to Castle. Which my opponent is already in Castle. He did get to Castle quicker than I have. But he's not doing anything with it, which I don't understand. Obviously, he's trying to kill my scout because that's not information I need to have. But I know where all the important stuff is. Don't know about this mill, but like this is production. I see a mill back here, and obviously I can see this dock, which has not done anything. And then he's going to come attack me with a bill. This beautiful play here. Bill wasn't really doing anything anyways, and just come harass this. I end up getting really distracted where I'm trying to save this bill, and I'm just not doing anything useful. I was hoping to get this stable up so I can do double stables. Get that to go away. And then he's going to kind of scout come down. And the smart play here would have been to just wall this in the first place. And obviously she's going to die. And then obviously Galley just sitting there. Could have used that to defend it, but forgot it existed. So we're not doing that. And while this is going on, economy's not doing super great. I got a lot of lumber camps. This is a mess. Don't look at this. Got my second TC up. And while my idle TC time is going up, I am getting a decent amount of vills. Now his vill count is higher because I am trying to be aggressive. He built some galleys, so I dove with the fire ships to try to kill his dock, which I probably could have done, but I didn't want to lose ships to the towers initially. No blacksmith upgrades, obviously, because I'm not fighting on land yet. And I got knights. Now these knights, which... Oh, I can't see that scout. Can that scout see me? Yes, it can. Mainly just because he found this. I was expecting a bigger backlash. So I produced some knights, and at least to defend this little stable position I have. And a smart thing here would be to bring more vills over. But I'm a little distracted by this. I really should have stuck with this building, but I was going to lose a ship in my mind, and the dock is not as important as my military ships. I'm also not producing any on the back of this. Sorry, I have a couple back here, but these are mainly just in case. Because in my mind, they got all this land to work with. You never know when they're going to build a dock that you don't know about. And I'm far too occupied here to really worry about it. And then I got some knights rolling in, because these need to prevent anything they can, whether it be vill production, vills doing anything useful, or just killing small military units that I don't want to exist. Brought some more ships over. Still no production, like no military production on the main island at all for me. Or, sorry, no, that's not true. I have one barracks, which I got just in case they... so I would have access if they dropped on me. Built a lumber camp down here to keep an eye out, because I see at least a small chunk. And chances are I would see someone land. Building another dock, because docks are important. I should really build some fish traps, but I'm going to stick with regular fishing. No nothing up here, though. At all. But the knight's getting some good value. Got 2 kills out of it. Now he's obviously going to garrison, and I'm not going to fight in that because that's a bad place to be. So I'm going to go kill this mill. Scout's going to do some stuff now, but 2 kills is not a bad margin. Could use a little more value out of them. They are kind of expensive for that, but I got more knights at home, which are just chilling for the moment for some reason. And my fire ship's still just burning houses to the ground, because I can. What you can say, there's a couple fire ships right here. Or sorry, no, his fire ship. Galleys. Wow, I am blind. And they're going to try to draw me in, because I don't know this... sorry, I know it now, but there's a castle here now. And I like this move of him drawing in my fire ships, but I'm just going to leave. I don't want to lose these. And then the knights killing the mill, because what else am I going to do with them? It looks like those knights are on the way to join them. Still, oh, and I got my monastery down, and I've got no relics, because I got 1 relic. Smart thing would be to come grab this, honestly. I know it exists. Actually, I believe in it. Yeah, I knew where all the relics were. No monastery from my opponent, which is a little surprising. Not to have any monastery. And my knight's just chilling because I forgot they existed for a minute. Because I was getting vills over here. Because I had been mining stone for a bit. As you can see, a lot of wood. I'm expecting to spend a lot on my navy in this game. So I wanted a good ore production, but I got all this stone. With 8 miners on it. At some point, these vills are going to build a castle. I know that for a fact, but they're not moving. Just look at all that idle time. It's beautiful. But my opponent does have a pretty significant vill lead at 10 vills. I'm still on 2 TCs. No castles yet. But I do have a significant navy. I actually don't know why they shifted like that. Oh, that's right. I was actually on the way to Castle H. No, I was at Castle. I don't remember why I did that. I don't know why it took so long. But he's gonna run away from the castle, which I don't necessarily agree. Like he's got a couple Mangadai attacking these knights, which is not good. I mean, he's only got 3, but I don't understand. There's only 3 vills here. If he would have pushed this would have been bad. He's trying to draw me on the town centers, which is a good move. You know, trying to make sure everything's going okay. I'm still not producing bills, stuck at 49 bills, because I'm kind of focused in on all of this. Trying to deal with this, trying to make sure this castle's going up. Then you know I'm going to have building another stable so I can get more cav production in. And as the Italians, I get a pretty decent unique unit, at least in the Castle Age. Now, if we get to Imperial, especially late Imperial, my crossbowmen aren't going to be very useful against the Magadai, which would not be the best. And now I'm running my knights away because the Magadai are just going to murder me. This is not a good matchup, especially since I don't have any horse armor yet, which is just not the best plan. I do have fletching, and I am taking murder holes. Because I have learned the hard way that if you go for this aggressive play of getting a position, keeping them off the ocean, and then trying to push them on their own island, you really need to be able to hold it. To the point where there's going to be another castle here at some point on the island, because I need to hold this position. And ideally, you should really, if you get to this point, you should really try to get to Imp first. Because the last thing you need is for them to get Imp first and treb down your castles. Because then the whole island push is gone. And my navy's been whittled down. There was a couple of fights we missed while I was focusing on this. Which he's been producing nothing but galleys. I don't think I saw a single fire ship. It's all war galleys at the moment. Which is not great for him, because while yes, I am taking heavy losses, I am getting I'm winning the fight overall, and getting drawn into this castle isn't going super great for my fleet. And he's been doing a really good job of using his navy to pull my navy under his castle, which is a good tactic, a little annoying to deal with, to be honest. When your fire ship meanders off because you didn't set it to standby. And obviously my castle just shooting the university because why not? It needs to shoot something. Massing some crossbowmen, Genoese crossbowmen. I couldn't remember that exactly it is. Got my galley over here, not shooting anything, which is interesting. Knight's still kicking it around, and I'm going to dive them into this wood line. And at this point, I've gotten enough value out of them. Like they've been fighting these for a while. They've been distracting, cutting down all this idle villager eco time. And they will get some kills out of this though. Decent enough value. Now they're all going to go down, especially with these galleys helping fight them. Which is actually that is the first time in a while. Like I don't really notice like how far this has gotten until those knights pass by. So this is my first indication of how many galleys he actually has, and will prompt me to make more fire ships. A lot more fire ships. And fishing eco is trash. I should have built more docks or done fish traps or something. And this one rando villager, not doing so much. Yeah, they've been there a while. Because I've been so focused on this that I haven't been paying attention to that. Now, I feel like at this point my opponent should have pushed into Imp. Like, all he has to do is build a market, or not a market, like another university or something. I mean, he's got the wood for it. And if he did that and went Imp, I would probably be pushed off this island. Because if he trebs my castles down, I can't do anything about it. But it looks like he's gonna go. Yeah. So my goal here, I wanted to come because I don't see this. I wanted to come up and around and ambush those galleys, but he pushed his galleys in. There's nothing at home to defend. He's gonna get a transport ship, which is about the time I notice it is when he comes in, and I'm gonna send my fire galleys back. Or sorry, fire ships back. He only has war galleys here, which is an odd choice because all he has seen me make are fire ships. Got some builds in the center, trying to build a mining camp because I just want to get as much. Like obviously I've got gold here, and these builds will idle in a second because I've been mining these gold and stone. But I want to secure this so that I can keep him from getting it, or if he does end up getting it, I want to take as much gold as possible. And I am also massing, while this beautiful fight's going on, I'm massing some light cav for a raiding party, but I pull him out of the castle so that I can attack him, because while I will take damage, I can kill his much faster than he can kill mine, and I'm trying to refuse the fight under here because I can win the fight here with just the ships if I'm not under the castle. And in response to him just trying to push me, I'm going to drop a castle here just to secure this gold. Once again, I really should bring my monk over to grab this relic. That'd be smart. And I got my crossbowman, second castle dropping. Just trying to hold this line, make sure he can't push me off. I'm assuming that he's building land forces at this point. Because while I don't see them, like, he should be, like, he should be building, but he's not, which is weird. He's building another town center, which probably not the best move. Like, he knows of the 2 castles and this army. Like, I don't know what he's trying to accomplish by building another town center. It doesn't help that I've kind of pushed him out of this resource-rich end of, like, wood at least. And then, obviously, he's trying to keep things alive. I don't remember what I did over here. I think I dived with some galleys, but I don't remember. And we're seeing a blacksmith come down. Interesting. I wonder if I killed it on accident. And I've got imp going, and I've got we're almost both imp, and I will be an imp first. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build trebs. I believe I will sell some wood too. Yeah, sell a lot of wood, buy another treb or two. Because I know my time's running short. Like, especially when he takes over at Imperial. That is a bad time to be facing the Mongols, especially if he's got castles I don't know about, but then I got the light cap coming in. Just dealing as much damage as I can. We got 4 kills out of it, 5 kills. I believe we'll get to almost 8. Got 6, alright. And they've already paid for themselves, in my opinion. Like, just the idle eco, the Vills killed, like, that was a good push. Captures got mad. I really should have microed them out up here, but I kind of accept it. Like, this was I'm just tossing them away. The food means nothing to me long term. Got 2 trebs up, though. Got a decent amount of crossbowmen. Got some more light cab coming in, and I believe I will be researching the wing, or the hussar upgrade for them to make this the next raid more efficient. Got 9 fire ships on the way. Opponent's got 6 galleys with 8 more on the way, which I still don't understand. Like, he knows I've gone only fire ship. I have had like maybe 4 galleons the entire game, one of which is still alive, or galleys. Sorry, the war galley's just chilling over here. Literally hasn't done anything in ages. And then that's about it. I think I had like 3 war galleys that I tried to snipe the castle with, but they didn't work well enough. And he's still trying to draw me into the castle fire, which is smart. Lost the fire ship there. But then I'm going to queue up a couple more. And then... Now, I had originally set these trebs to hit this, I believe. And then I realized... Because I thought the way they were going to go was this way, but they went this way. And when I see this, I actually thought he had killed some of my trebs because they all stacked in the same spot. But, then I make them shoot here. Once we kill 1 TC, I go for the castle, because if I can kill this castle, I can easily wipe this entire port out. Like, yes, the tower's still there, but I can mass fire ships and completely decimate this naval force. I did pull once I realized where they were shooting, I pulled them back so I could pull the crossbowmen up, because I was afraid that he was going to use the galleys to come snipe them, which he didn't do, which I was a little surprised at. I got my winged hussars, or sorry, my hussars. We don't get winged hussars. And then I'm going to send them in. And I'm going to go for another raid in this wood line that I know exists. A bunch of idle bills. That's unfortunate. Not that I have any room to talk. I've had idle bills all day. But I am... He is way up in bills, I gotta add. 78 bills to 51. So his economy is much more resource rich than mine, and I just dive with my fire ships. because I'm going for this treb, or this castle, and then I'm going to go snipe this treb. Because if I can kill this treb, as far as I know, he doesn't have any other castles, and well, he's got one building here. But if I kill this treb, like, it's gonna take a minute to get another one up, and he GG's out at this point. Probably because he has no land army, which is weird. I feel like if he had transitioned, like, had anything, even if he just gone Halberd or like Men-at-Arms Skirm, I feel like he might have had a fighting chance. But with no military to really defend on land, it's not. Obviously, it wasn't going very well. Especially since with no spearmen at the very least, you're not going to be fending off the cav raids, and not even like a wall off or anything. So I was able to just walk in here multiple times and kill a lot of villagers. Speaking of which, let's go to the statistics screen. As you can see, I went very heavy in the military quickly, much more quickly than he did. Much more quickly. But if we look at the economy, let me see, remember the actual value. But economy-wise, he actually much better economy on his end. He just wasn't doing anything with it. Like, I mean, a lot of upgrades. Like he invested heavily into things, but he didn't even produce units to back it up. Which is just not. There we go. Oh, that's much better. Which is just not necessarily a great thing to have, because he got all the ages earlier, except Imp, which is the one in my opinion, that killed him. As soon as he saw the castles come up, especially with no land army, he most likely should have gone Imp, and then some kind of cheap trash units like Spear Skirm, to defend against the cap he knew was there, and the Genoese crossbowmen, which come out of my castles. And had he done that instead of focusing entirely in the navy, he probably would have at least pushed me off the island. I don't know if he would have been able to come back because he was only producing war galleys. But if he had been able to push me off the island, it would have made it much more difficult for me to actually put him in a position where he had to lose. But I hope you all guys enjoyed this cast. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like the content. And if you guys got any suggestions, any issues with like audio or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment. I do keep take those things into consideration when I go to make each episode. Being as this is a bit of a newer format for me, I am kind of getting in the swing of things, and I hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day.